Season's greetings, everybody. Mac here. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the living room. Welcome to Sunday Show and Tell. Before we get started, I just want to tell you all that today, the time this is going up, the Sunday this is going up, is a very special day. Today is the day that Uncle Britt and I are going and we're buying some toys for some tots with the money that was raised for our Toys for Tots fundraiser. Uncle Britt and I love getting to do this. We love that you enable us to be able to do this. We love being able to donate this time of year. And thank you to everybody that donated. Like, this means a lot to us, and it's obviously going to mean something to the kids as well once they get in their hands on Christmas Day for the holiday season. So thank you to everybody. We will be, of course, posting the shopping video once the shopping trip is done, showing everybody who donated how their money was spent, what it went towards, and showing us dropping off the toys at the Toys for Tots drop-off that we work with. And it's just a great time. It's a lot of fun. We will also be thanking everybody in that video, those who want to be thanked anyway, because some people chose to remain anonymous, and we will be thanking everybody in that video as well. Today, we are going to be talking about some toys, but before we get on with that, I also want to thank everybody, not just for the donations, but for, as always, the continued support, the likes, the comments, the new subscribers, helping to get everything out there in the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. If you could keep that train rolling, please leave a like for the video. And now we will get started, because this is what you came for. Today, we are going to start off, as always, with our crowdfunders, but there's not much on the crowdfunder front. Jazz Inc.'s 1/12 scale Batwing did make the the goal. They did hit that goal, and this is going into production. Something interesting, because I had never followed a Jazz Inc.'s crowdfunder before, but something interesting about this, that it's up for order now. So I guess once it went into production, once they had that set number of backers, it's not like you back it and then that's it. Like, you can back it and now it's up for order. You can still order any one of those packages, and payment plans are available, just like with the crowdfunding. So if you missed out on the crowdfunder, if you weren't sure if you wanted to do it and that crowdfunder time limit sort of like made you nervous, check it out. It's up for order right now. Link in the show notes below. It's the same link that the crowdfunder was on. And it just looks like now that it's up for order, you just have more time to decide if you want to get it. So that's actually kind of cool, but I don't get why they went through the whole crowdfunder thing to begin with and didn't just do like the pre-order. I feel like the time limit for the amount of money that this was sort of put people off a little bit. Maybe now, though, maybe that's why they halved it. Maybe they realized, if we take this away, people might still back it if they don't have to worry about the time limit. Anyway, it made its goal. It's going in production. Packages are still available for order on Jazz Inc.'s website. And then the only other crowdfunder we have is our Kickstarter for Zujitsu Fangs. This isn't going as well as I think a lot of people had hoped. That it was last week sitting at $3,861 of the $57,300 needed to go into production. Today, time of recording, it is sitting at $3,761, so it lost $100. Truthfully, though, that $100 is probably just one backer that decided Christmas, can't really afford to do it. That's another thing that I think might be hurting crowdfunders this time of year, is there is like the big Christmas rush, the big Christmas expenditures to worry about this year, or this time of year, rather. So that Kickstarter is still live. There are 15 days, a little over 2 weeks left to go for that one. Link to that in the show notes below. And quite truthfully, that's really it for the crowdfunders that we're going to be taking a look at, because a lot of things have switched over to timed pre-orders, which we're going to talk about right now. So Harbinger Studios Wave 4 of Savage Crucible, those timed pre-orders are over. Those were completed Saturday, yesterday, the day this is being recorded, that was the last day for them. So the timed pre-orders for that are over. Now, that was just for the early bird special. If this follows form, if they're not already on Big Bad Toy Store today, the day that you're watching this on Saturday, more than likely tomorrow, Monday, they're going to be up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, but they'll be at the full, I think it's $64 price point. The timed pre-orders on the Savage Crucibles website was for a discounted price. Once Monday comes, once Monday rolls around tomorrow, as time does, I'm pretty sure they're going to be up for pre-order at the full price on Big Bad Toy Store, so keep an eye out for that. For Horsemen continues on with their Mythic Legions Dawn of Discovery. Pre-order cutoff for that is 12/28. So that whole wave, we still have plenty of time for that. But just like with Savage Crucible, if you can't do the timed pre-order from Store Horsemen, more than likely, once this is over on 12/28, they're going to go up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store for probably a little bit more money. So the ETA, well, the shutoff for the pre-orders on Dawn of Discovery. I said Legions of Dawn before, I think. Mythic Legions Dawns of Discovery, the cutoff date for that is 12/28, so the end of the month. ETA for that is 2027. Now, one other thing about Mythic Legions that I'm just going to talk about here, because we don't have anything else for Horsemen to talk about, is there is no Ghost of Christmas Present this year. I was maybe a little naive in thinking that when the Mouse King came out, the Mouse King was going to be one drop, and then like Ghost of Christmas Present was still going to come out. But that's not what's happening. They said on social media, they said on Instagram is where I actually saw it, that they were taking a break from Christmas Carol this year, and they're going to be starting the Nutcracker line. What they're doing is, I guess they didn't want to pigeonhole their Christmas collection to just Christmas Carol, which I understand that, alternating back and forth. Like, they're not the first toy company to do this, to alternate on a yearly basis. As a matter of fact, they're not the first company in general to alternate like this. Companies do this, and I get that, and I understand that. It just kind of irritates me that it happened on my favorite one. Like, I really was looking forward to Ghost of Christmas Present. However, I did order the Mouse King. So I got Marley right there. I got Past right there. And the Mouse King is in transit. He's coming. As a matter of fact, he'll probably be here sometime this week. And we'll take a look at him. But I'm really hoping, because they did say on Instagram that they're going to keep going with the Christmas Carol. They're just like going to be peppering in the Nutcracker. So I don't know if it's going to be Mouse King and then like maybe Dosselmeyer or something else next year for Nutcracker, and then they'll get on, Christmas Carol, Nutcracker, or if Past is coming out next year. Or Present is coming out next year, and I really hope that's what's going to happen. I really hope the Spirit of Christmas Present is coming out next year. We will have to wait and see. But also talking about coming out next December, that is the ETA for Hasbro's timed pre-order for the Arctic Hiss Tank. Yes, pre-orders for this went live this week. If you missed it, it's up, it's ready to go. And this raises a lot of questions, not this product in general. Like, we knew this was coming, but this is really raising some questions for me. First of all, let's take a look at the Arctic Hiss Tank. It is a pre-order. It's a timed pre-order. It's not a HasLab, so you don't pay now. You pay when it ships. Like I said, the ETA is December of next year, December of 2026. There is no light features for this, no LED lights, but it still looks like the front grille and the back tail lights are still like that translucent plastic. So it's going to look like it should have lights on it, which I'm wondering if they're doing this on purpose and there's going to be like trenching and those plates will be able to pop off so that like you can add an LED kit to it if you would want to, if you're somebody that would want to do that. So I'm curious to see if like you would be able to do that. So the differences between this and the HasLab Hiss tank are the lights. This has the cargo containers sculpted on the side like the cargo racks that are going to be carrying the tent, and the other one you can just put stuff in there. It has the chin gun that came with the HasLab. The turret on it is okay. It has a Stinger missile rack on the back so that it goes over over the head of the person that's in the turret. It also has the side guns, but it looks like the side guns aren't the ones that came with the HasLab Hiss tank. It looks like these are new molds, new weapons for the Arctic Hiss tank. Like I said, it's all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've pre-ordered one. I have mine reserved. There's no worry about that. But I really think that, like, with this, that turret is really the weak point for me. That I think I would probably get like a third-party replacement turret for that once I get it and just paint that up white. Other than that, this has all of the features of the HasLab Hiss tank. The back door drops open, so you have like cargo capacity on the inside. You got that platform on the back of it where you can stand some figures, and it does have the tow hook that drops down, and the treads do roll, which kind of surprised me because I was wondering if the treads were going to be static and then it was just going to be up on wheels and you rolled it. But no, the treads are working treads. $199, so it's $200, timed pre-order. The cutoff date for this is January 4th, so time of recording, we have about 28 days, roughly 28 days to go on this. And the ETA is December of 2026. Also, it comes with a Hiss driver, what they call an Arctic Hiss driver. And I remember them saying, wait until you see the figure. It's going to be really cool. You're going to love it. It's just a kit bash of a snow serpent and the Hiss with the standard Hiss driver's head. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of effort put into this. And that's fine. I get it. But there's even this blurb in the write-up for the Arctic Hiss tank explaining why the driver has a parachute pack on front, saying that like sometimes they have to airdrop the Hiss tanks in, so the driver has to parachute into the forest to get into his vehicle. And it's just like, you really didn't have to explain that. Like, they could have just taken the parachute pack off. And just giving him the parka. But that is the driver. Like I said, just a kit bash between the Snow Serpent and the Hiss driver. I think that's it for this. But the questions this raises in my head. $200 for this, timed pre-orders. This is a repaint and a re-armoring of the Hiss tank. Does that mean there's a possibility for like a Tiger Force Snowcat further in the future, or the Tiger Rat, like the Tiger Force Rattler? Will there be a Night Force Dragonfly coming out? Like, it raises so many questions about what they can do with these timed pre-orders. It also, in my head, raises the question of what is the future of the HasLabs? Because while the HasLabs keep being a success, I don't think financially they're the success for the company that they were hoping they would be, because of all of the add-ons. Because if you listen to them, those add-ons are not factored into the base price. The base price is what it is for the base vehicle, and then the stretch goals, the add-ons, whittle away at the profit of each item that goes out. So Marvel Legends has been eschewing HasLabs for the past couple years and doing these made-to-order timed window pre-orders, and they seem to be working. As a matter of fact, sometime this month, the Sentinel is coming. I have a Sentinel reserved. And we're going to have to see how well this Arctic Hiss tank goes. I have an Arctic Hiss tank reserved. Is this going to do the same thing for G.I. Joe Classified that it did for Marvel Legends. Is this a test bed? Is that why they did the Arctic Hiss tank, where it was a simple just repaint what we already have and see how this goes? I will not be surprised. I don't think the HasLabs will go away, but I think they'll start to be fewer and far between, and I feel like it may be shifting towards these timed pre-orders. Because think about it, the timed pre-order comes out December, which means everybody will be getting charged like December 1st, 2026, this time of year, Christmas time. People are probably starting to save money and put it away for that. Are they going to try to put out a HasLab next year knowing this is coming down the pipe? We'll have to wait and see. I'm very curious about the direction this is going. I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm not even saying, oh, HasLabs are dead. I'm just wondering if they're going to start veering away from the higher end, more complex HasLabs and going to maybe a format like this. Now for the newness that we're going to be talking about, it's mostly going to be Hasbro and Mattel today. But when we were talking about Four Horsemen and their Christmas figures, their Christmas figure Obscura, there is one thing I forgot to mention. The Mouse King did sell out early in the week. However, time of recording, and I'll leave a link in the show notes below, time of recording, the Mouse King is available again for order. It's not pre-order, it's on order. The Mouse King is in stock because I ordered mine and it's shipping. Like I said, it should be here sometime this week. I'm also very curious to see if they're going to do a vendor appreciation version of the Mouse King with some repaints, because I'm actually kind of considering, because as much as I love Christmas Carol, once again, there's Marley right there, as much as I love my Christmas Carol figures, I am thinking about getting the vendor appreciation versions of them just because I want all of them. And I'm thinking of doing that. We'll have to wait and see what the Mouse King looks like. I'm real curious to see if they do a vendor appreciation Mouse King, what he's going to look like. Now, let's get on to Hasbro. Yes, we're starting with Hasbro. We'll be closing with Mattel because, quite honestly, I feel like Mattel had the stronger showing this week. But coming up with Marvel Legends first, we had 2 figures come out for Marvel Legends. We have a Spider-Man No Way Home, the Amazing Spider-Man figure. And while there may be some people that were waiting on this because this is Amazing Spider-Man, this is the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, there's not a whole lot going on here. And I'm curious if not only do they have to brand it as the Amazing Spider-Man because that's the Sony movie, if Sony is getting a cut of this, because at the price point of $27.99, which is the standard price for Marvel Legends Hasbro figures in general right now, there is no masked Andrew Garfield head. There are no wall crawling hands, and there are no web effects. All he comes with are, I think, fists and thwip hands. No open hands, no unmasked head, no webbing effects. This is a bare bones figure. And quite honestly, it doesn't really seem like it's worth it, especially when we take a look at the other Marvel Legends figure that came out. It's just a figure with like an additional set of hands. That's really it, because I don't even, what do you do with this? $27.99 ETA February of 2026. Very plain. Like, even that packaging is boring. I don't know how much of a rush there's going to be for this one. Now, the one that I do think is going to sell very well and may sell out, time of recording, it is still open, it is still available for order, is Red She-Hulk. One thing that I really love about this is they didn't just repaint the Jennifer body. Like, they didn't repaint the Green Hulk body and use that. Because while I'm not really up on the Red Hulks. I've never really read the Hulk that much, so I don't know much about the comic version of the Red Hulks. Red She-Hulk, I don't think Betsy was as physically large as Jennifer. Like, I know that she's still strong and she's ripped and she's totally packing a six-pack right here on this figure, but I don't think bulk-wise she was as big as Green She-Hulk. So I love that they didn't repaint the Green Hulk. She comes with the two head sculpts. The action head sculpt is really cool, but I love that neutral head sculpt with that big hair and the black streaks going through the red hair. I think that looks great. I think the whole figure looks great. I just don't understand what's going on, because in addition to the two head sculpts, she comes with 4 sets of hands, grip, fists, and sai-wielding hands. I don't know why Red Hulk has a pair of sai, but she does as well. How would they even last in her hands? I figured they would break before her fists do. But this is a really cool looking figure. Almost makes me want to get it just because of how good it looks, how good she looks. I love the ripped pants. I loved like the ripped shirt, and you can see like the rip going across her abs and everything. I think it looks fantastic. The head sculpts are fantastic. It looks really good. And that also is $27.99 ETA April 4th. Hey, that's my birthday. ETA April 4th. Maybe it is going to be an early present for me. Who knows? But you see what I mean? When you compare this to that Amazing Spider-Man, No Way Home Amazing Spider-Man, like, and it's the same price, you're definitely, I feel, getting more with the She-Hulk right here. Now going over to Transformers, they had some interesting stuff show up as well that I need to read these because I can't remember. Transformers, Age of the Primes, Voyager Class, Sideways. I have no idea who Sideways is, but that's a cool looking purple Transformer. From Transformer to Motorcycle, I don't know if it's a he or a she. I don't know where this Transformer came from, but in robot mode, it stands 5 3/4 inches tall, almost 6 inches. Comes with 2 mini cons, Crosswire and Rook, and is $42.99, ETA June of 2026. Next up, we have Transformers Generations Age of the Primes Commander Onslaught, the leader of the Combaticons. The Combaticons were probably my third favorite of the combiners, and Onslaught just looks awesome. He really does. This is a great looking Transformer. Leader class, so it's going to be taller. Or I'm sorry, is that right? Or is that Commander? I don't know. I don't know what the class is anymore. I don't collect Transformers, but he stands in robot mode 6 3/4 inches tall, almost 7 inches. Looks so cool in his truck and trailer mode with the turret on top. That trailer can also transform and turn into a gun emplacement for Onslaught. And yes, once you have all of the Combaticons, which I think the shuttle is out, and I forget what the shuttle's name is. So I think some of the Combaticons are out right now, if not all of them. But yeah, my favorite combiners are Devastator, Predaking, and then I think Bruticus is the Combaticons. Now he is $99.99, $100 ETA August of 2026. Now, if you thought that was expensive for a Transformer, allow me, allow me to introduce you to Transformers Soundwave Flagship Auto Converting Robot. This is one of those auto converters that I'm going to be completely honest, mainly because of the price. I'm really surprised at how well this auto converting line is going. So far we've had what? Prime, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Megatron, and now Soundwave. 5. That means like people have like $5,000 wrapped up in some of these, and that is insane to me. I get wanting to have a Transformer that can actually transform. I get that. That would be really cool. But this guy is $999.99. He is $1,000, and that is $400 cheaper than like his MSRP. That Actually, on Big Bad Toy Store, it even says this is an early bird special that, like, after a certain date, and I forget what the date is, that it's going to go up to $1,400. Doesn't say anything about that on Entertainment Earth. Entertainment Earth looks like it may just be the $9.99 price, and that's it. Big Bad Toy Store looks like that eventually they're going to raise the price on it. Soundwave comes with a mini theater mode, which I have no idea how this looks or how this operates, but it says Soundwave and Megatron will sync up with each other in action and dialogue. That just sounds awesome. It may be more awesome in my head what I'm picturing than what is actually going to happen when you put the two of them together. But this kind of reminds me of something I bought my girlfriend back in the 90s. And it was Tuck and Roll from A Bug's Life. And they would talk to each other. So, like, I just picture Soundwave and Megatron talking to each other in Tuck and Roll's voice right now. Like I said, $1,000 ETA just generally Q1 of 2026. So it might be right around the corner, or we might have 4 months to wait. Who knows? Check it out. Links to everything in the show notes below. And now we are closing out the show with Mattel. I know usually it goes Mattel and then Hasbro, but I really was excited about some of the stuff that Mattel was putting out, which is unusual for me considering I don't collect Masters of the Universe. I pick and choose Masterverse, but Masters of the Universe in general, I don't really collect. I do kind of collect it, what's the word I'm looking for? Vicariously through other collectors, especially like, Pixel Dan, whenever I watch his Masters of the Universe videos. So like, I dig what's going on with Motu. It's just something I don't have the money or the space to devote to it. But first we're going to take a look at two Origins figures, and these are not only Mattel Creations exclusives, these are Club Grayskull member exclusives. So you got to be a member of Club Grayskull to be able to get your hands on these. The first one we're going to talk about is up for order right now, and that is Red Shadow. This guy right here, basically he looks like a sentient baboon. I don't know what his backstory is. I forget where he comes from. I think he's from Preternia. And I think he's tied to Mossman somehow. I understand he's a good guy, but like I think he comes from Preternia, has something to do with Mossman, and it kind of shows because like in addition to looking like a sentient baboon, like maybe he could be like is he one of Beastman's races? Or like one of the Beastmen? I don't know. But he comes with a spear, a mace, and a dagger, and all of them look like they're made of stone, which is a really cool touch. I really like that. And he comes with some kind of mask. I don't know if that's like just a battle mask or a war mask, if it's supposed to be made of crystal, if there's some magical properties to the mask. I would love to know because I am kind of intrigued about what's going down with this dude. He is $22. You need a Club Grayskull membership to get him, so that would be another $10, another $9.99. He is in stock right now. Now the other one, the other Club Grayskull Motu Origins figure that is coming up, there is a landing page for it, but it's not going to go live until December 9th. So this coming Tuesday, and that is Masters of the Universe Origins, the Mighty Hordes Drag Store. This guy was insane to me when I was a kid. I never understood it. Like, I know there's a lot of Dragster fans out there, and like, I know he was one of those weirdos of the line that like most people went nuts for, especially because he had that ripcord and he would go shooting across the floor. He was just weird to me, which is unusual considering I was collecting Masters of the Universe and I was a huge gearhead, but putting the two of them together just didn't work out for me. This version of Dragstore still has the ripcord, so he can go careening across the floor, which is probably why he has a higher price. He is $28. Once again, you need a Club Grayskull membership to purchase him, but he is $28, and he goes up for sale on December 9th. I think it's going to be like Red Shadow and like most of the Mattel creations, that it's not going to be a pre-order. He'll be in stock. You can get him, see him, buy him, get him. Now, in addition to Masters of the Universe Origins, We had Masters of the Universe Origins 2000 X Wave 2 go up for pre-order this week. And once again, I don't collect these, but I really dig what they're doing with these. I think these are some of the best looking, like at this scale, Masters of the Universe figures they've done for a while. There's 3 for this wave. There is Mossman, speaking of, and when we take a look at them, they have a very soft sculpt. They have very basic paint apps, but they're modeling it off of the cartoon. So that's why it looks like the way it does. That took me a while to get used to, of looking at them, of watching videos of them, things like that. Also, the thing that's kind of frustrating about them is keeping them at the price point they're at. They only come with 1 accessory. And that was kind of a bummer for He-Man, because there was no axe, there was no shield. It was just the power sword. I'm betting that when other He-Men come out, like the next He-Man may just have an axe, and then a He-Man after that may just have a shield, and then they'll alternate between what accessories the different He-Men have, so that you can ideally get all 3 pieces and load up one He-Man with all 3, or just keep them spread out among all the He-Men that you'll be buying. So having said that, Mossman comes with a mace, and that's about it. And I don't know what else you would give him, because, yeah, the original Mossman did come with a mace, because he was basically a remake of Beastman, and he came with that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The other one that we have of Wave 2 here is Man-at-Arms, and holy crap, look at that shoulder pauldron. That thing is huge. It is massive. I forgot how exaggeratedly huge that was in the cartoon. And I don't know if this is a cartoon thing or not, but for as big as that shoulder pauldron is, it doesn't hide the fact that his bicep is not armored. You can see his lower arm has that armored design to it, as well as his leg on the left side, but that bicep is just green. It's just like smooth green plastic, like his right arm. So is it supposed to be armored up, and they just kind of cut that corner to save some cost because it kind of looks bad? But that is what it is. I mean, it's Man-at-Arms in 2000X. Other than that, I think he looks pretty cool. He also only comes with a mace. And then the third one of Wave 2 is the Goth Queen herself, Evil Lyn. And for as much as I didn't pay attention to Masters of the Universe 2000X, this is my favorite incarnation of Evil Lyn. Even over and above the movie version of her, this look, this design, the headdress, the skirting coming down behind her, the bones on the boots, the more black than blue look to her, like, they need to make a Masterverse line of 2000X figures, and they need to make a Masterverse version of this Evil Lyn, because that would 100% be my standard shelf Evil Lyn, because my Masterverses are kind of pick and choose at this point. She comes with her orb staff, of course. I always love it when it's a staff rather than like a scepter with just like a big ball on top. I love the staff look of it. This is fantastic. All 3 of these are up for pre-order right now, and they are $21.99 each, ETA February of 2026, so there's not much time waiting for those. And now the real thing to talk about what makes the Masters of the Universe so exciting this week. Masters of the Universe Masterverse Wave 20. We got some new Eternia stuff going, and we are going to stay on that Dragstore kick with new Etheria Dragstore. It's the season of Dragster. What do you want me to say? Like I said, I was never into Dragster, but this is kind of like an interesting look at him, that all of those mechanicals and everything are a little bit more detailed, a little bit more of a metallic color to them. You have like more reptilian eyes peering out over that mask of his, which is fantastic. You can swap out his hands. You can take his hands off and replace them with additional wheels. I just wish you could do that with his feet as well, because like if he was a four-wheeler and then he had that driving wheel on his chest right there, that could be cool. but it's just the front hands, the front wheels. It's just his hands come off and you can pop wheels onto it, like the Wheelers from Return to Oz, if you saw that movie. The backpack can come off and it can be his weapon. Also looks like it could double as a jetpack. Jetpacks are always awesome. And right there on the box, this is the only one that I could see like a teaser on the front of the box. But right there on the box, you have Extendar. So are we going to be getting Extendar in New Eternia? Did we already get... I know we got Extendar in Origins. I don't think we got him in Masterverse yet. Extendar in Masterverse would be really cool. I'm curious if he would have like actual extending limbs or if you would just swap parts on him. The other one for Wave 20, and this one is one that like he looks cool, but I'm not really excited about him. New Eternia Keldor right here. I was never a big fan of the Keldor arc. I always liked it better when Skeletor was a demon and there was no connection between Keldor, or rather Skeletor, and Randor. There was no connection between Skeletor and He-Man. Although I have to admit, in that Masters of the Universe CGI series on Netflix, Skeletor being Adam/He-Man's uncle was kind of hilarious. But that was a completely different show. Keldor here comes with 2 head sculpts, one regular Keldor, one half melted. I love that. They didn't go with a Skeletor head because we have so many Skeletors available right now that you could just put any Skeletor head you wanted on this body. I love that it's like a half melted, half acid, like almost a Two-Face head for Keldor. I think that looks really cool. Cloth goods cape, but he has a plastic hood like what they did with Skeletor from the movie series, and Hasbro did this with Palpatine as well. I really like that because I like the look of the cloth goods for like robes and capes and everything, but hoods never lay right. So I really like when you use the plastic hood with the cloth goods cape, as long as the colors match up. He also comes with where is it at? He comes with a different belt that has the gem up front, and he comes with a sword. I think that is it. He has his grip hands, he has a different head, he has the 2 head sculpts, he has the plastic hood, he has the Skeletor belt that has the purple gem up front, and he has the sword. I don't think he has an additional set of hands. I'll put the picture here, you'll know if I'm lying or not, but I don't care about that because the one that I am the most excited about, New Etheria Despera. Look at this. I love this. When I had New Etheria She-Ra, I was saying they need to come out with a Despera, and lo and behold, here we go. Oh yeah, this looks great. This is everything I wanted in this. First of all, she comes with like a red-eyed Despera head that you can take that headdress off, and then you can pop on the Horde mask, the Hordak mask, which is awesome, or you can just have her with no headdress at all. She has a blue-eyed Adora head with longer hair, which is awesome. So not only can you swap out the headdresses, not only can you swap out the heads, you can take all of this armor off and just make her Force Captain Adora as well, which is fantastic. I love that you have the option of displaying her either way, either as like Force Captain Adora and then like later Rebel Leader Adora, or you can just have her all Despara'd up in the armor and everything. Oh, this is awesome. Comes with a second set of hands that are just fists, so she can throw fists. Also comes with the twin swords with the Hordak logo, or like the Hordak bat for the cross piece. This is awesome. Can't wait for this. Already pre-ordered it, and I'm very glad I did, because something you need to know is that in most places, Keldor and Despera are sold out already. There is some places that still have it available. Like Big Bad Toy Store, I think, still has Keldor. Entertainment Earth, I think, is sold out. However, my weekly plug, Retro Robo, everything we talked about, well, almost everything we talked about, is available for pre-order at Retro Robo. I will leave a link in the description below. you use my link whenever you go to place an order, you'll get $5 off. The Masterverse figures are $23.99, ETA January of 2026, so I do not have long to wait for Despara. Thank you for making it to the end. We didn't have much to talk about today, but the stuff that we did talk about I think was really cool. I am kicking myself now for passing up on that Horde Trooper, that new Etheria Horde Trooper that came out, I think it was last year, that big monster for $33. I am kicking myself for missing out on that because now I have to get a new Etheria Hordak. I'm going to have to just build my version of the Horde around this Despara figure because now that I have her coming, like, she needs a force to be force captain of. Can't wait. I'm so excited about getting this one. Speaking of excited, come back on Tuesday because what we will be taking a look at is, even though it came out in 2022, I got Father Christmas from Four Horsemen. This is the original red version, not the green cloaked version. So I'm excited to finally be getting this and adding it in. Mouse King is coming. This one just got here sooner. So I'm excited about this. I may end up getting, depending on how this looks, I may end up getting the green robed version off of Big Bad Toy Store to use for Ghost of Christmas Present in the meantime while we're waiting. Also, I have my Nightmare Before Christmas sweater on in the stinger at the end. I have my Snoopy Christmas sweater on right now. I was going to start making a habit of like getting Christmas sweaters every year for the videos. I do have another one coming. It's going to be here this week. I'm very excited about it. I'm actually getting a little emotional about it because like it's one that I have been looking for years. It's not a sweater, it's more of a hoodie, but you'll see why I love it when I have it on for you next week. Don't forget, tune in later tonight for day 7, our first full week of the Advent calendar opening. Come back on Tuesday to take a look at Father Christmas, and come back next week when I can show you the new Christmas sweater that I'll be wearing. Happy holidays, everyone. It is my favorite time of the year. It is the best time of the year, and I thank you all for spending some of your time this Christmas season with me. If you'd like to grace me with a gift this year, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's easy, it's free, and it's the best way to support the show and help fight through the YouTube algorithm. If you would care to help the show in other ways, check out my Ko-fi page, link in the show notes below, or become a YouTube channel member, button below. I invite you to come back every night through the month of December for our Advent calendar opening. It is one of my longest running traditions, and honestly, it is my first tradition here on the show. So until the next night, my friends, play well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, Merry Christmas.